Hello, Thailand. How amazing is it that we gather together today to celebrate 4 years? For some of you, you're brand new and you're here for the very first time, maybe wondering what doTERRA is all about. For others, you've been with us for a little while now and your lives have been transformed. No matter where you are in your health and wellness journey, I welcome you. We are so grateful to have you here today. As I think back about where doTERRA has been, and I think about doTERRA's 4-year anniversary, all of the memories just come flooding back of where we began. We began with a dream of finding the most pure essential oils and sourcing them from all over the world where they grow best, because we knew if we could find pure essential oils that were potent, which means they have the efficacy, they have that chemical profile to give us the benefits that we would expect coming from nature, and that they are also safe. We knew that if we could do this, we could empower families. We could allow them to take charge of their own health care and to know exactly what their family needs in those moments when you most need them. So as we started out on that adventure back in 2008, we had no idea of what doTERRA would become. As we were pouring oils with syringes and putting them in little bottles with our homemade labels, and we were passing them out to families and friends, many of them thought we were crazy. They didn't understand what was held inside these little tiny bottles. But as we started to get these oils on people, they had experiences, and their health was transformed. And as they started to invite us into their living rooms and inviting their families and friends to come and learn more about the power of nature, more and more people started to come. And it became a movement that really started with mothers who wanted to take charge of their family's health care. And when they realized what they could do with these gifts of the earth for their children, for their own health, both physical, mental, emotional, and for some even spiritual, there really was this movement that was created. And it started small. It didn't start big. So as you think about where we are in Thailand today, at our 4-year anniversary, I want to remind you of where doTERRA began and the power of one. Our first year, we had a collective of 5,000 people that had become part of doTERRA as we started taking these gifts of the earth home to home, family to family. And we really didn't permeate much outside of our little state of Utah in the United States. So as we fast forward to year 2, that small number of 5,000 grew to 15,000. And then we grew to 42,000 the 3rd year, and by the 4th year, we had grown to 108,000 wellness advocates and customers that had come and become part of this wellness movement that is known as doTERRA. So you may think, well, those numbers sound small. That's how it begins. Think about your life before someone introduced doTERRA into your life. And now think about how your life has changed. How do you care for your body? How do you nurture your family now that you have discovered these gifts of the earth? I want you to think about your doTERRA family and your doTERRA community and what that has become in your life. That was a very intentional decision for us as we thought about how would we bring doTERRA to the world, as we had found these most precious, pure essential oils. We had a very big conversation about what that business model might look like. Would we want to sell them through health food stores? Would we want to sell them through social selling? What would that look like through big box stores? And as we sat down together and talked about the sacredness of these essential oils and what they meant to us in our lives and what they meant to our families, and we shared our stories, because each and every one of us have a story, a very personal story about what these essential oils have meant to us. And as we started sharing these stories, we realized that there was only one business model that would make sense, and that was the person-to-person model. We needed to share our stories with others. That's how they could understand how to tap in to the power of nature. We couldn't possibly do these essential oils justice through any form of marketing outside of us sharing person to person, belly to belly, our personal journey and experiences. That meant that we had to break the mold of what has been done before. Because when you look at the world of direct sales or network marketing, sometimes there's a negative stigma that's been associated with that because so many companies have focused on the opportunity. They focused on the financial aspects of it. But at doTERRA, we chose to focus on how we could help people become well, how we could give them a better lifestyle, how they could understand what these essential oils really are, these gifts that have come from nature. And so as we chose to embrace that, we chose to do it differently, to build a community of support, of love. And I'm so proud of what it has become. As today, what started out after year one of 5,000 people, we have grown to become 12 million strong all over the world. Today, doTERRA does business in 30 different markets that we have opened. That's extraordinary, with Thailand being one of our newer markets, and we are so proud of what you have accomplished. We are so thrilled and honored that you showed up today to invest in your help, but also to invest in your country. You are the future of Thailand. And to think about what lies ahead of you, to know that you have a stewardship that lives inside of you because you chose to show up today. I'm so proud of what doTERRA has become and know the promise that lies ahead for Thailand. So you might look around you and see the hundreds of people around you that are part of this doTERRA family. But I want you to realize that as we gathered together for our first celebration event here in Utah when doTERRA opened, we had 350 people gathered together, and it felt massive. We were so excited with those 350 people. So as you look at the people gathered here with you today, I want you to envision the power of one, the power of you, the power of your personal influence. As you think about how your life has been changed since that first bottle of essential oil was shared with you, and as you think about the impact that that has had for your health, for your emotions, for your family, I invite you to think about whether you can keep that to yourself or whether you have that responsibility to share that message with others. Because as we share those good things that are happening in our life with others, that's where our influence grows. And for me, I can't keep it to myself. When I find something that extraordinary, that life-changing, I can't keep my mouth closed. I must share it with other people. And that is how we grow. That is how we build this amazing community. We have a crisis in the world on our hands. The crisis that we are facing is a crisis of loneliness. As we have come through a worldwide pandemic, it has become more prominent than ever before. Although we are getting input that's coming into us constantly through social media, we're actually getting more content delivered to us on a daily basis than we used to receive in 1 year's time. And it can be a bit overwhelming. So even though we have all of this inflow coming into us, we are a more lonely people than ever before. We feel alone. As you sit here today, I want you to look to the left of you and to the right of you, in front of you and behind you. And I hope that it reminds you that you are part of something so much bigger. You are a part of a family, a community that stands together. We get to be there for each other. And so beyond these beautiful and magnificent essential oils that are true gifts that come from nature, they were created specifically with intent for you and for me. Every single plant that was created was designed on purpose. You were designed on purpose. But beyond those essential oils, what I'm most proud of is the community that has been created, where we get to let people know that we are there for them through good times, through hard times, where we're able to be more transparent about what's going on in our lives, that we get to be vulnerable, we get to share the hard, and we get to celebrate the fantastic things that are happening in our lives. What I love about the doTERRA business opportunity is that it stretches us, it refines us, it forces us to grow. Because as we step outside of our comfort zone, as we share these gifts of the earth with other people, we start to discover something about ourselves. We get to discover that there's something that lives inside of us that maybe we didn't know lived there before. As we do these hard things, as we step outside of our comfort zone, we get to magnify those divine gifts that live inside of us. And for each and every one of us, those gifts look different. Don't try to be like the person on your left and your right and the person in front of you and the person behind you. You shouldn't try to be like them. You get to be your own authentic self. Let these essential oils magnify those gifts that live inside of you, because that's what they have become for me. They have become my safe place. They have become my best friends that I get to turn to. In those moments when maybe I'm lacking a little bit of confidence, that's where I'll turn to bergamot, the oil of self-love, of self-acceptance, and I'll put a little bit over my heart to remind myself that I'm worthy, that I'm capable of so much more than I ever could have imagined. And so are you. I want you to know that doTERRA is an inspired company, that I know what has become of doTERRA today, as we are 17 years young, is more than we could have ever imagined in the beginning. People will often ask me, could you have imagined that doTERRA would become the international enterprise that it is today, as we are now shipping product to 155 different countries. 155 different countries. That is the global impact that doTERRA is today. And could I have imagined that when that dream was put on my heart? As I put the phone call in to David Sterling, to Dr. Hill, to say, what if? What if we could go out and find pure oils? What if we could get them into the hands of families so that they could be empowered? What if? Have you asked yourself that question? What if? Because you are in the same place that I was in those early days of doTERRA. And I refused to get up. There were so many trials that were put in front of us, so many stumbling blocks that for many people, they would have given up. I had judgment and ridicule from people that I cared deeply about. I remember a time when we were down to our last $5,000 in our account, when we didn't know how we were going to make payroll, we didn't know how we were going to pay commissions. And miracles happened because we chose to step forward in faith. So are you willing to step forward in faith? Do you have a why, a vision of what you can create in your life that is big enough that it takes your breath away? And if it's not, I invite you to really look deep inside of yourself, to know what it is that you want to be known for. What is the legacy that you want to leave behind you? How do you want to be remembered? You have every opportunity that is put in your hands right now. You have products that change people's life for generations, not just for today. As I look at my daughters and my grandbabies, and as I see their lives being changed, as I watch my daughter putting essential oils on my young little grandkids. She was just little when we started doTERRA. And to see that next generation being changed. And I know that they will do an even better job for the next generation. That is the work that you are a part of right now. But you have to have a vision of why this is important to you. Because you will have those hard days. You will have those days where you think, I can't do this. I'll let somebody else carry the torch. And you'll give up on your dreams. Because it's easy to do. But when you have that burning desire inside of you that will not let you quit, that is where you step in to this next level of leadership, where you get to have this amazing impact on the world, where your influence gets to go global. It doesn't get to just stay in your home. As you change, you will change your family and those that are in your close proximity. you will impact your community for the better. But then that ripple effect will go on such a grand and massive scale that you will create a legacy that will never end. But it's up to you. Do you choose to be courageous? Do you choose to be bold? Do you choose to get uncomfortable? Or do you choose to play small? It's up to you. We have a vision that doesn't end here. As I look at Thailand and I look at everything that is happening in the world of doTERRA all around the world, I know that as we are 17 years young, we have just built the foundation. As you think about Thailand and what we have delivered to you, you really have gotten this far with only pure and potent essential oils. And I say only, we get to do a lot with them, but we know to have full wellness, we need a little bit more. We need to have those nutritionals in our lives, and we are just getting ready to deliver them to you. You've already accomplished some extraordinary things. In fact, I understand that in just 2 hours' time, you sold out of MetaPower Assist. Congratulations, that's amazing. We want to make sure that we keep up with you. You're going to hear about a new product launch today, which I am so excited about. It's going to be truly life-changing, with many more nutritionals yet to come, because we know when we take these nutritionals and we combine them with essential oils, those benefits are magnified. We see that in the research, and we are just beginning to understand all that essential oils can do. As we go into the world of epigenetics and pharmacokinetics, doTERRA continues to lead the way. As we are the trailblazers in the world of essential oils, no one on the planet knows more about essential oils than doTERRA does. And we will continue to discover and prove out through clinical research what our bodies already intuitively know. Make these oils your best friends, and know that we are here to lock arms with you, that our future is bright, that this is a vehicle where you are able to change lives in meaningful and lasting ways, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. We get to embrace it all. The sky is the limit, and it is up to you to choose what you do with this gift. I am so grateful and honored to be locked arms with you, to partner with you in such a worthy work. We're just beginning, and I can't wait to see what you create next.